Did you know that Xiaomi is now the #1 smartphone retailer in the world? And I think it's something to do with the crazy amount of phones they release. There must be someone at Xiaomi head office who's just like, but sir, we already released a phone this week. Well, we got 10 phones lined up for the rest of the month.
It's enough.
And I think it's this strategy that really works. And one of the great things about Xiaomi is they listen to their community and they hear about the features that people like. They know about the features that people don't use so much, and then they end up releasing phones like this, the Xiaomi Mi11T Pro. So this is kind of the mid-year release where they've adjusted a few things, they've made a few improvements, they've taken a few things out to ultimately deliver a really fine-tuned version of the phone they released earlier in the year. So let's get this out of the box real quick, and then I'll run you through the design aspects, some of the unique features on this phone, and then I'm going to show you guys some camera samples as well, because the original version of this, the 11, was actually the #1 on DxOMark when it was launched, and this is a newer version of that phone, so expect it to be good. And you can see straight away 108 megapixel primary sensor, and check that out, there's a little bit of a collab with Harman Kardon as well when it comes to audio. Got your silicone case, always nice, loads of literature. So here's some of the highlights of this phone. 108 megapixel Pro camera, 120 watts, hypercharged. That might be one of the fastest charging phones you can get right now. 17 minutes, 0 to 100% battery. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery as well, so it's massive. 120 Hertz display with Dolby Vision support. That's impressive. Apple have just released their first iPhone with a 120 Hertz display. Xiaomi have been doing this for a while. And then we've got the top of the range Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor. It's the fastest you can get right now, other than the 888 Plus, which is a very unique processor. It's kind of like an overclocked version of this one. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but there's a little red dot there they've kind of added just to emphasize the video capabilities of this phone. When it comes to weight, this phone is actually a bit lighter than the previous version. It's 14 grams lighter than the original 11. The camera module is also reduced in size as well, so they've managed to shrink that down a bit. This color you see here is the meteorite gray. There are two other colors. You've got moonlight white and celestial blue. So let's talk about this display. It is a flat OLED. It's a 120 Hertz refresh rate. It's got a 480 Hertz touch sampling rate, which means the responsiveness of the screen is going to be crazy fast, which means for gaming, it's going to be amazing. It's Gorilla Glass Victus on the front as well, so that's the hardest and newest Gorilla Glass from Corning. It's not invincible, but it is the strongest. And then we've got the repositioning of the speakers. So if you have a look at this, there's one speaker there at the top, and you've got the little Harman Kardon brand in there. And then there's another speaker at the bottom. So stereo speakers tuned by Harman Kardon. And I will be testing these out before I do the full review, but I'm expecting them to sound pretty good. So let's talk about the cameras. The primary is 108 megapixel sensor. Here is the full resolution 108 megapixel photo. Let me know what you think of this. We've also got an ultra wide, that's a 120 degree ultra wide sensor. Let me know what you think of this photo. And then we've got a tele macro, which I like because it means you don't have to get super close to the object. Well, you can if you want to, but because it's a tele macro, you can get those details a little bit further away. And there is a brand new night mode as well, which I will be testing out in full. One of the cool things that Xiaomi are doing, I really respect, is they're actually giving you a 6-month glass replacement service if you buy one of these phones. So if you break the screen, they will replace it within 6 months for you. That is awesome. I've never heard of a company doing that before. That is a great service right there. This might be the star of this show. And it's a weighty bit of kit, this is. 120 watt hypercharger. This gets your phone from 0 to 100 in 17 minutes. So if you forget to charge your phone before work or before you leave the house, within 15 minutes, you're almost there. That is incredible. Incredible speeds on the charger. And I must admit, if all you did was read the spec sheet on this phone, you would say this is a world beater, and maybe it is. So I'm going to put it through its paces and test out all of the camera features, do some camera comparisons, do some video comparisons, and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content about this phone coming soon. I appreciate you guys watching this quick unboxing, and if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man, and I will see you in the next one.